Okay, so you have started your wine shop at home business, and we are moving along in our first week of business. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Margie Goliak. I'm an executive director. There's my contact info at the bottom. But today we're going to talk about who should you ask to do a tasting with you, the art of calendar blocking, and some objections you might get. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is who should you ask to have tastings with you. So I referred in the last video to the 4 hosts in 4-minute worksheet. This is an awesome worksheet to really start that brainstorming. And it's really natural to really think of your best friends and the people that you feel like are not going to say no to you. But I'm going to challenge you to stretch yourself a little bit and make a little list. So here are some things to think about. Think about, who do you know that likes wine? Who do you know that loves to give a lot of gifts? Who do you know that likes to entertain, have people over? They know a lot of people. They're constantly networking or going to different parties, or they're involved in a lot of activities. This is somebody who will be able to invite a lot of wine lovers to their tasting. Who owes you a favor? Maybe you've done a party for somebody, or somebody helps you with your kids a lot. Do you know somebody who's business-minded and might want to join you in this adventure? Those are great people to ask to host or to invite into your initial tastings, because they'll see the value of this business and what this business is all about and what a ground floor opportunity Wine Shop at Home is. Who do you know that doesn't know a lot of the same people as you? So maybe you just moved and you have a friend who's in town over and you'd like to go back and do a tasting with them, or you have a good friend who goes to a different church than you or something. They know a lot of different people, so that's a great person to follow up with. Who do you know that recently had their house renovated? They would maybe love to have guests in their new basement or their new kitchen. And one thing I always like to remind people is, don't be put off if the people who you love are not as excited about your business as you. Sometimes the people we love most aren't going to host for us. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they maybe just want to buy wine. And sometimes they might shy away from us. So don't take this as a signal that you've made a bad decision. It's pretty natural, and every top leader in this company has a story about people who they love the most, who honestly don't really support their wine shop at home businesses. So it's not a big deal. The people who love us aren't necessarily excited about change or seeing us change. So don't be put off if the people who you love, you think for sure they're going to do a tasting and they're the first ones to shut you down. It's not a big deal. I'm going to talk very briefly about calendar blocking. Remember, one of the big benefits of a business like ours is you get to work when you want to work. So take your calendar out and mark out the next 30 days. Fill out all your commitments. Put a big red X through your full-time job, anything with your kids, a date night with your husband, birthday parties, travel, commitments with your family, commitments to your parents, commitments to your sisters, your brothers, churches. X all that stuff out. Now you have a great idea of the nights that you're available to do a tasting, or afternoons if you're interested in doing a Saturday or a Sunday, or sometimes you can even find groups of people that are available on weekdays for tastings if you're available. So when you ask someone to have a tasting, you want to give them 2 choices to help them make a choice. Here's some examples. Hey, Julie, thanks for doing a tasting for me. Are you interested in weekends or weekdays? Julie, I'm trying to fill up my Tipsies Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays. What works better for you? Julie, I have October 15th or 18th open. Do either of those dates work for you? Just make sure you're giving them 2 choices. If you just say, hey, let me know when you're free, they're going to say, hey, I want to check with my friends, or I don't know. It's too much of a decision for them. And if they do want to check with their friends, just gently remind them that they're not going to make everybody happy. It's better to just pick the date and get the invite out. And if we find you can't get enough people, or there's some conflicts, a big school conflict or something, you can always pick another date. And remind your friends that a great wine party is only up to 8 to 10 wine-loving friends. So even a small party of some wine lovers is awesome. I'd rather be in a room with 4 wine lovers than 10 to 12 people that only drink beer. That's for sure. Finally, here's some objections you might, some objections you might want to hear. They want to book, but they want to do it outside of your rich rewards date. People really do want to help you succeed. So tell them you have a big goal. Tell them you have to have your tastings done by that 45th day, and that you're really thankful for their help. And always remind them why now is the best time to book. Reference the next holiday. If we're in the fall, talk about Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving. If we're in wintertime, talk about how cozy and comfy it is and there's nothing to do and people want to be inside. If we're in springtime, talk about Mother's Day, Father's Day, graduation parties. And if we're in summer, talk about summer vacationing and the need for wine, summer entertaining, barbecues, etc., etc. You want to get used to creating that urgency. Now is always the best time to book. If somebody asks you why they have to pay for the sampler, alcohol is a controlled substance, so they do need to, we can't give it away for free. Our sampler is deeply discounted. They're getting a great deal on those 6 bottles of wine. I mean, they're paying less than $10 for 6 bottles of wine, and this is artisan, handcrafted wine from Napa Valley. You can't even go to Target and buy quality wine for even close to that. And tell them about other home parties. You have to buy food, wine, other refreshments, etc. At our parties, it's just the wine and some basic cheeses. So they don't have to really worry about buying a lot of other stuff. And if someone tells you they don't know a lot of people, that's okay too. Our tastings work best with up to 12 wine-loving friends. You can do couples, and a small group is perfect. Or maybe this is a great way for them to get to know their new neighbors or a new group of moms they're hanging out with. Or maybe they just started a tennis club or a Bible study or something. And this would be a great way for them to meet some new people and offer an invitation to those people. Entertaining is an amazing way to meet new people. So that's all I have for today. And remember, building your prospect list is all about asking different kinds of people so you can get into different groups and get your wine business rolling.